Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name is Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
7:31. And ready to have some fun. We've got a big show lined up for you folks today. Lots of remotes with Facebook Live. 3 different locations that Christy and Jeremy will be heading to. Chapin's Furniture. Lola's got some specials up her sleeves and getting ready for the holidays. And we'll also be seeing a live remote with Facebook from Gateway Motors as well, and Geared for Sports. We'll be able to listen to it on the radio and or watch it on Facebook Live. So pretty exciting day.
Yeah.
Plus we have guests coming into the studio as well as usual. So we'll be busy, plus live reads, lots of those.
Mm-hmm.
So our destiny is set here today. We
All right.
can't get in too much trouble today because we're going to be really busy. That's probably a good thing.
That's probably a good thing.
Did want to note, I think we briefly talked about this, but a sad day in history. 60 years ago today, President Kennedy was shot while riding in an open car through the streets of Dallas. And I think most people who are old enough to have been maybe even in elementary school at that time remember that day specifically. It's one of those times in history that time stopped and everybody remembers where they were when they first heard that tragic broadcast. Walter Cronkite, I think, was one of the reporters on staff there that reported the passing of Kennedy after the shooting from Harvey Oswald. And not a happy day in history. And then unfortunately, his brother Bobby was assassinated not that much later as well. So, yeah, we have a lot of learning to do, and I don't know if we're gaining anything at all here.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a day in history that will stand forever. All kinds of theories about how the assassination was conducted. Was Oswald by himself? I remember specifically watching TV, which was really weird back then because you just didn't see that sort of thing, where they were bringing him down the hall and he was shot in the stomach when they were taking him to a trial. And you just didn't see that sort of thing on TV back then. I remember we were on our way out to go on a little hunting excursion that day and saw it on TV before we left. So I bet you folks out there remember some of those things as well. Things that we can't forget and shouldn't forget, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. What else? Oh, yes. I was going to read this yesterday. I just wanted to kind of let you know where we're at in the workplace with human nature.
Oh, boy. Okay, I can't wait to hear this.
All right, I don't have it in front of me. Here it is, right here.
Okay.
I saved it from yesterday. Survey. Most people say they need a 50% raise to be happy.
Oh.
We'd all love to make more money, but how much money does it take to make you happy?
Boy, there's an interesting question in and of itself.
Mm-hmm. Now, they forget here in the Midwest that salaries don't compare to the East and West Coast, so sometimes we're scratching our head when we hear the numbers. A new survey finds most Americans who make an average of $65,000 per year think they need to make $95,000 a year to be happy.
Oh.
And if you're not great at math, that's almost a 50% raise. And even six-figure earners say they need more too. Those making $200,000 per year say they need more than $300,000 a year to find happiness.
Well, yes.
And it might be hard to come by, though. Employers say they plan to raise pay by only a maximum of about 4% next year. So I don't think they're going to get too close to the 50%. So they're going to be sad and depressed.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to go see a counselor. And then they're going to be spending the money they are making on getting their head straight because they're not making enough money.
Mm-hmm.
It's a vicious circle.
Yes, it is.
I thought that was interesting.
That is interesting. Of course, I love surveys.
Yeah,
just
and polls. I like polls, too.
Polls and surveys, just love them.
Polls in the political field haven't been right at all, and they're still talking about them.
Yeah.
This is Blackout Wednesday.
Okay. Now, what does that mean?
Well, it's kind of sick,
Oh,
to be honest about it.
okay. I'll be honest, that's a term I don't know if I've heard. I mean, obviously, Black Friday is coming up day after Thanksgiving. We've all heard that, but Blackout Wednesday.
Yeah, when people drink so much, they black out.
Oh, I wouldn't know what that
No,
feels
you wouldn't
like.
have a clue.
So, thank goodness.
Unfortunately, the day before Thanksgiving is one of the biggest drinking days of the year.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting to me. I don't know if I would have ever thought of that.
Well, I know
Is
you
it-
wouldn't.
Well, yeah, well, okay. But is there a reason for that?
Well, you get off in the middle of you probably get, Wednesday.
Oh, you might get off early.
Get Wednesday night, and you're going to get the next day off, and probably a lot of people are getting Friday off.
Yeah.
So for some folks, it's a long holiday once they get to Wednesday night. And they cut loose. Next thing you know, they drank so much they black out. So they call it Blackout Wednesday, which is, like I said, kind of sick and sad. Unfortunately, also, the Highway Safety Administration says the night before Thanksgiving is one of the worst for drinking and driving crashes. So consider leaving that car at home if you're going to be doing that.
Huh.
Yeah. They used to always have the Fireman's Ball years ago here in Broken Bow the night before Thanksgiving.
Really?
It was huge.
Yeah.
And for some reason, there was a lot of babies born 9 months from the Fireman's Ball.
Okay.
That's a fact.
Yeah. All right.
I've actually talked to an alumni from the Fireman's Ball back in the day when it was on Wednesday night, and both of her children were born 9 months after the Fireman's Ball.
Okay.
The Macy Day balloon inflation takes place today, and they have some new balloons this year, new characters.
Okay.
But they're a little worried because the weather is
Not looking
not
nice.
looking good for that. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes down.
Does it say what some of the new characters are, just out of curiosity?
Well, it did in another article. I don't have that one in front of me. There's like 5 new ones, 5 or 6 new ones. But they got to blow them up today. So let's hope they do that before they have a blackout party.
Yes.
There could be balloons everywhere.
Yikes.
Okay, this is really a ballooning, going from that subject to this one. Just an idea that R.J. Thomas had this past Saturday. I happened to be at Thea Thomas's birthday party, and R.J. and I got to talking, and he says, I wonder if we could work something up, David J. And next thing you know, we have a dinner for 2 and one night stay in the balcony suite overlooking the square for the Festival of Lights coming up on Monday with the parade and so forth. Now, this is set aside for people who do good things, and this is a pay-forward situation. The donation comes from R.J. and Ann Thomas, owners of the Arrow Hotel and Bonfire Grill, and they would just like you to call into KCNI and say, you know what, John Doe helps the neighbors out every week doing chores and so forth, or John Smith or Julie Smith are on all kinds of committees, and they do all kinds of things and volunteer all the time for our communities, and we're talking all the communities around. And if you want to kind of drop their name to us, and it would help if you give us their phone number as well, if they happen to be drawn out of the hat on Friday, they'll be able to go and watch the lighted parade from the suite if they like, or down in the park and take part in all of the activities and stay overnight at the bonfire and have a delicious meal cooked up by a fief as just a thank you for what that particular person does, and they can take along someone with them. It's a dinner for two. And we've been getting some names, and RJ stopped in again this morning, and they've had a few names dropped off at the bonfire too, which is
nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I imagine, knowing RJ, he'll bring those in on Friday morning if he gets some more. Another way you can do that if you can't get here during business hours, because this is kind of a short window of opportunity here, send the names and the phone number of the person you think that deserves this wonderful prize to info@sandhillsexpress.com, and Kristen will catch that and put that on the list, and then we'll draw out of the hat on Friday. And then on Monday, there'll be a lucky pair that will be enjoying a beautiful dinner and a night in the suite overlooking the square for the Festival of Lights. So that's how it works. So if you would like to drop some names off here, call Kristen at 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock business hours, or email info@sandhillsexpress.com. We'll draw, and there'll be some lucky winners. I got a feeling this might be something that might turn into something more often than just this quick thought sort of thing here. Because,
Good.
Yeah, it's pretty neat to honor people, our heroes of our communities, for doing good things with not expectations of any reward. But we might get to surprise somebody. In fact, we will on Friday.
Yeah. Great idea. Great concept, especially over the Thanksgiving holiday.
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice.
Christmas holiday,
yeah. Speaking of the Festival of Lights coming up on Monday the 27th, we'll just give you a little bit more information about the event itself, sponsored in part by the Broken Bow Chamber of Commerce. Of course, the holiday lighted parade is always one of the big moments of the evening, and it is scheduled to start at 6 o'clock in downtown Broken Bow. Now, if you want to get an entry into the parade, please contact the Broken Bow Chamber of Commerce so that they can get you on the list. The parade itself will start at 6 on Monday, November 27th, and then there will be several other things going on that day as well. Festivities around the square really going to start around 4 o'clock, because that is when Santa and Mrs. Claus is scheduled to appear. Sponsored by the Broken Bow Elks Lodge. They'll be there around 4 o'clock. Custer Public Power District will be supplying the candy canes to be handed out to the kids when they come see Santa. City of Broken Bow bringing in Santa's reindeer and his sleigh. Yeah. So come on out and see them. The Broken Bow Optimist Club again will have the fire pits going so that you can cook some s'mores during the evening. Bruning Bank will be serving hot cocoa. The Third City Christian Church will be serving some chili soup to enjoy. First Interstate Bank serving popcorn. The United Methodist Choir and Broken Bow Public Schools Choir will be in the square caroling. And a big thank you to Julie Toline for her parade management. She will kind of get things organized as far as the parade is concerned, and we always appreciate her and the work that she puts in to not just that parade, but other parades too, like the Custer County Fair Parade and others. And we will be there kind of providing commentary and reading the bios of the floats and the businesses that come through the parade. So come on out and enjoy the Festival of Lights, Monday, November 27th in downtown Broken Bow. The theme this year, by the way, is Gingerbread Land.
That should be fun. It's quite a night. And fire pits and everything going, and Santa and Mrs. Claus and hot chocolate and all the things, popcorn. And
it's a Hallmark moment.
It is, really is.
It is.
It looks like a Hallmark moment, doesn't it? All right, quickly, school lunch menus, and we'll start with the Prairie Pioneer Center today. Today they're having beef stew, cottage cheese, peaches, and bread. Call them. Let them know you're coming by 9 o'clock at 872-6121.
I think there's some schools that aren't having school today, but some of the menus that I have include Broken Bow, where today they show beef taco in a bag with breadstick, crispy chicken sandwich, fresh baked combo sub, grilled chicken deli wrap, and build your own hot dog station. The lunch choices for you today at Broken Bow.
At Thedford today, they're having grilled cheese sandwiches, tomato soup, chocolate chip cookies, veggie, fruit bar, and milk.
Arnold today showing a sandwich for lunch right before they dismiss early for the Thanksgiving holiday.
And looks like all of my menus are, they're all taken today off, the rest of the ones I have here.
All right, here's a few others that have a lunch menu for today. We'll start with Callaway, where they are showing a nacho bar for lunch today at Callaway. At Loup City Public Schools, walking tacos, or one of my personal favorites, flying saucers at Loup City today. And I think that's it. Those are the school lunch menus that we have for you on this day before Thanksgiving.
We're going to play the game. It's Runza Day. And Brent has a question here for you to win a prize.
We're asking questions about Alice's Restaurant. Now, here's my question. Is this the longest song in history? Because it goes for like 20 minutes, the whole version, right? Is there a song out there that's longer? I know we always think of like In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida.
Right.
Do you know how long that is? I mean, the full version of it?
Well, it's one whole album side, but I don't know how long that makes it.
I was just curious. Anyway, we're asking questions about Alice's Restaurant, which was composed and put together by Arlo Guthrie. We asked that question yesterday. So here's your question about the song for today. Guthrie claims the song is based on fact. So the question is, where did Alice, the restaurant owner, live?
Okay, good question.
Your choices are in an abandoned factory, in an old church, beside the railroad tracks, or in a boarding house. Again, in Arlo Guthrie's song Alice's Restaurant, where did Alice, the restaurant owner, live? Was it in an abandoned factory, an old church, beside the railroad tracks, or in a boarding house? If you know, call us at 872-2801.
And action!
It's Dave and Brent getting the action started on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
Ben is in a sticky situation.
I got so excited for my fresh-baked Runza cinnamon rolls that I forgot to grab a napkin.
Now you got cinnamon roll fingers, and they're so ooey.
And gooey. I can't grab a spoon to dig into my delicious homemade chili.
Maybe you should call for help?
Oh, I'll call my mom. Oh, I've ruined my phone.
Worth it, though. Come get Runza's homemade chili, fresh-baked cinnamon rolls, and a napkin today. Because Runza makes it all better.
Remember, today is Pigs in a Blanket Day.
All right, we didn't get a call on that. That doesn't surprise us because it's kind of in detail in the song itself. It's a church, I believe.
You're right, yes. Yeah. Where did Alice, the restaurant owner, live in the song Alice's Restaurant? In an old church would be the answer, correct?
I believe so, and I think later he actually lived in the church, and it was a recording studio, as I remember, as well. So
really?
We'll take a quick time out. Mike's here from Evans Feed. Stay tuned.
This is John Farley with Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers. And here we understand your land represents a lifetime of hard work and the decision to sell does not come lightly. I'd be happy to provide a free, no obligation opinion of value to assist in your estate planning. Inventory is very low at the moment, so now may be the best time to get the highest dollar for your lifetime of land stewardship and sweat equity. Whatever your goal is, I'm here to help. Call me, John Farley, or check us out at lashleyland.com.
There's a lot of uncertainty in ag and business today. One thing you can always count on, though, is Nebraska State Bank looking for ways to help local ag producers and businesses be successful. Right now, NSB is running an ag and commercial equipment loan special that features a 7.95% fixed interest rate for qualified customers. Offer valid through January 15th, 2024. Call one of their local, experienced ag loan officers at 872-2466 to find out more about this limited-time loan special. Nebraska State Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
If you've been injured or recovering from surgery, your first priority is to treat your problem. At Team Physical Therapy, we will evaluate, treat, and educate you about your specific roadblocks. We offer many therapists to help. Stop by one of our locations in Broken Bow, Burwell, Callaway, Gothenburg, and Kearney or call 872-5111. We have great resources online at myteampt.com or call 872-5111 Team Physical Therapy, together empowering able movement.
The Breakfast Show.
Don't know what I'd do without them. They're awesome.
On KCNI KBBN.
All right, 10 minutes before the hour, Mike Evans is here from Evans Feed. First of all, Happy Thanksgiving to you, Mike.
Yes, and happy Thanksgiving to you.
And your families, of course. I know that you'll be getting together with probably some grandkids and some of the siblings and so forth. So.
Oh yeah, it'll be a glorious time.
What are you going prime rib or turkey?
Well, I'm going to a place that's going to have both.
All right.
And
Nice.
so I would assume I'm going to eat the prime rib.
Well, that's probably what most people would lean towards if it was available. I mean,
Right.
although you only eat turkey once in a while, so sometimes it's nice just to dive into it with gravy on it.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably have some of that too.
Yeah, I'm with you there. You have any pie? Any pies scheduled?
Probably pecan and pumpkin and yeah, unfortunately I like my sweets, so I'll save a little room for that table.
Yeah. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yeah, you too.
Going to get colder. Temperature's going to get down into the mid-teens going into the next few days. So animals are going to eat more. So
Yep.
Got to make sure we're supplied, right?
Yes, it's a busy time down there with the snow coming in, possibly Thursday night, and then a short work week, and a lot of the plants are shut down, and so we're open, of course, Friday and Saturday, but a lot of our suppliers are not open Friday, so we don't have any product coming in, so it makes it a little difficult to think we got to get clear into next week, but we're ordering clear into Thursday already next week, so it gets a little aggravating when you have to do that, and then you run out of this and maybe that, but so far we're not out of anything, and we have plenty of ice melt and bird feed, and of course we have a lot of range cubes for the cattle going out, and we're actually grinding a couple different types of pig feed today, so we still do. It doesn't look like there's very many pigs out in the country, but there's still a few. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of them at RJ's, but I mean, out on the dirt floors, there's not very many, but or dirt, the old dirt pins, like the good old days. But anyway, so we got a lot of goat feed going out, a lot of sheep feed and pet food, horse food. It's the whole gamut, and we've got a variety of products in each one of those livestock species lines.
Yeah. Chickens got to eat or they won't lay eggs.
Chickens, don't forget the chickens. We sell a lot of chicken feed, and we make our own right there and bag it. And I'm not sure if the guys like the fact that we're doing that now, because we didn't do it for a while, and then when the chicken thing happened and feed prices got high, we said, you know what, we're just going to make our own. I'm going to go back to my grandpa's old recipe, and we revamped it and tweaked it just a little bit, and now we're bagging chicken feed, and it seems like we're doing it about every 2 days. So if you want good fresh chicken feed with local ingredients, it's pretty much everything in it is Nebraska raised, so that's kind of neat.
Well, it sounds like the way to go.
Yeah.
And
it's a lot cheaper. I mean, it saves a lot of money because you don't have the freight on it and all that. So I think I want to say the 16% layer feed right now is like $12.95 a bag, which is way better than it was a year or two ago. So we're happy we're able to do that. We got 4 good high school kids that come in and bag, and a lot of times that isn't enough, so we have our regular guys are bagging too. But so we do a lot of bagging of our own stuff. We also tote our own range cubes out of our Welker bin, which saves everybody a lot of money, because a lot of times when you buy prefabbed or pre-bagged product, they really hammer you on the labor for putting it into tote bags. We don't do that, so our range cubes in the tote are a lot more affordable than a lot of places.
Yeah. Well, you guys are really going and going into this colder weather. It's important to have all that. I think everybody who has a business, we love the holidays, kind of puts a little bit of a little extra planning to make sure you have everything, but it sounds like you got it covered.
Yep, we got it always takes a little bit to get people to work on that Friday. It's a tough gig. Yeah. But we have everything covered, and we're happy we got a crew that is versatile and is able to help us out in those situations. It's just a day that nobody wants to work. They should move Thanksgiving to Friday, but it'd make life a lot easier.
It really would.
But it's been on Thursday forever, and that's the way it is. So we deal with it every year.
I think the good news this year is Christmas is on a Monday.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that will help.
That does make it a little easier. But we've been doing it for a long time. It's nothing new, and everybody else has to deal with it too. And it's a great time to be with friends and family, and we're looking forward to it.
You mentioned all the feeds and so forth, but you also have the pellets that can heat up the shop or the house, right?
Yeah, we got the pellet wood stove pellets, and they're going out pretty heavy right now because of the impending cold weather, you could say. But we have a nice supply. We have a huge supply of wood shavings and range cubes and minerals. We're sitting pretty good going into. If it would turn into some sort of a bigger storm or something like that, I feel comfortable with our inventory.
Yep, good.
Yep.
Well, weatherman Brent Apperson was just telling us he's following this system, and it looks like right now that we're not maybe going to get as much as they earlier predicted, but we all know that can change pretty quickly.
Yep.
So.
It never hurts to have a few lick tubs around in the shop. If the roads would get icy or something, you can throw some feed out to the cattle, and a lot of them are using them on corn stalks and stuff right now anyway. But if you're low on inventory, we're good on inventory, and we can maybe get it to you today. I don't know. They're pretty swamped down there at the elevator and the store. But I did want to mention real quick that I know we're about probably 20 years late on this, but Amber and I we're kind of old school, you could say. But now that our kids are involved in the business, we had to get a website. So we, it's really nice. They did a great job, and I'm glad we have one. I'm just glad I didn't have to do it.
Yeah, no kidding.
But so I wanted to mention that it's pretty neat, and the kids are proud of it, and we're proud of it. And you gotta roll with the changes. When I started down there, we had a dial telephone. That was it.
A black one.
Yeah.
I remember.
Black one. Yeah. And then we got to where we were sending faxes all the time, and I learned how to do fax machines, and I was like the hero in the neighborhood. Everybody brought their stuff over to me to fax. Well, then that went bye-bye, and I don't even know how to scan. So now I'm back to where I was.
Yeah, I thought faxing was pretty slick. It worked pretty nice.
Yeah, I did too, but
it wasn't good enough.
It was a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
So we got to enjoy it while it lasted.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty neat though, because your kids know how to do it. Now, what will be on there? Will there be some pricing and so forth on there? Supplies?
The prices change so often that would be a
full-time job.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to have somebody updating all the time. So we pretty much just our products and what we carry and what we can get, and general history and things like that.
So if they're wondering, you have a particular product or brand or something, they'll find out that way.
Yep, we should. I mean, I think everything's on there, but I haven't really gone through it a lot yet. But.
Yeah.
So
they'll handle it for you.
Yeah, they'll handle it.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to.
Okay.
Do you know the web address of your website? Is it?
I think it's evansfeedcoinc.com.
Okay.
I think. Not 100%.
That's right. Well, Google it.
Google it.
Google it.
Now if you Google us, something comes up.
There you go.
Before nothing would. So here we are. We made it to the World Wide Web.
Yeah. Just so you know, there'll be some salesperson, getting a hold of you saying, they'll be from Google, and they'll say, if you want your feed store to be at the top when they Google, we can help you for $25 a month or something like that.
Yeah, it always leads to something else, doesn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, Google it and you'll find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool that you got it. You have it.
Yeah, we're happy about it.
Yeah.
I want to do a quick shout out to Sandhills Thedford Knights. That was pretty impressive. They actually played the runner-up the week before because South Loup was right there with them, and those are the two best teams in the state, in my opinion. And it's too bad they both couldn't have met in Lincoln. And boy, they put the cowboy to them boys down there, didn't they?
Wow. Yes.
They were pretty tough.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you could tell a lot of them guys were cattlemen, and they know how to throw steers and stuff, because they were throwing them guys around pretty good.
They were.
Let alone on the offense,
impressive.
but the defense was solid too. So that was fun to watch. I got to watch the first half of it. And then I wanted to do a quick shout out to you mentioned Julie Toline. She does so much for so many different outfits. So you mentioned it when I was driving out here. I thought I hope she gets enough credit for all the stuff that she does around Broken Bow and surrounding area. But she helps us a lot with the Lions Club, and then she does all this parades, and I believe she's in a couple more clubs as well.
Yes,
so
she is.
And just mention, and just a quick shout out for the parade on Monday night. That's a really cool deal. I usually have my old truck running it, but it's not running right now, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to participate. But it's a neat environment, and we appreciate the chamber and everybody that's involved in that.
Yeah, you're right. Just takes quite a group of people kind of behind the scenes to make it happen. But boy, it's a cool little parade.
Yeah, it is.
It's got a personality of its own, kind of a hallmark moment, as Brent mentions. And also, I know you have a lot of customers from the Oconto and down in that area. How about SEM? Man.
Oh, yeah. I should have mentioned them, too. Yeah, they're state champs.
Yep.
Girls and boys.
Girls and boys, yeah.
Yeah, that's
there was a lot of good volleyball down around this country this year.
Yeah.
Different teams.
Yeah. And that 6-man game, Brent's talking about might be one of the best games, period, he's seen, at least in the top 10.
It ranks up there, yeah.
Yeah, they blocked the extra point and won the game.
Yep.
That's crazy.
In the final minute.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. I listened to it. It was fun.
It was.
Yep.
Well, Mike, thanks a lot for coming in.
You bet.
As always, we appreciate your business and look forward to, gosh, we're going to start saying it, looking forward to the next year. It doesn't seem possible.
Yeah, we got to get through Christmas first. But for now, happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there and to you guys as well.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
We'll take a news break next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News special report. An Israeli official tells CBS News a ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war will begin at 3 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. At least 50 hostages in Gaza are expected to be freed, including possibly 3 Americans. Their release is in exchange for a 4-day ceasefire and Palestinian prisoners. CBS News correspondent Margaret Brennan on the delicate negotiations.
We have come close on at least 2 occasions, once at the end of October and a few weeks ago, but this is the very first time both sides have publicly agreed to the terms. To help close this deal, President Biden also picked up the phone himself.
For the Palestinian perspective, we turn to correspondent Imtiaz Tayeb in the West Bank.
The people we've been speaking to here in Ramallah say they don't want a pause in the violence, but they want an end to the war completely and the release of all Palestinians being held in Israeli jails, not just some women and children.
CBS News special report. I'm Wendy Gillette.
In Nebraska news, the Grand Island Medical Center announced its designation as a Level 4 basic level trauma center, making it the town's second, along with the CHI Health St. Francis Medical Center. The state of Nebraska granted the facility the designation after proving that the facility can assess, treat, and stabilize patients in central Nebraska. The hospital spokesperson said this is accumulation of their work by multiple teams, proving their best practices in regards to trauma. The facility is planning to celebrate the milestone on December 13th from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. with tours and light refreshments. That's Nebraska News.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In the latest college football rankings, the top 3 remains the same, Georgia, Ohio State, and Michigan, but we do have a new final playoff team. The number 4 spot goes to Washington. Huskies overtake Florida State. The Seminoles drop down to number 5. Oregon, Texas, and Alabama hold the 6, 7, and 8 spots. Those are all one-loss teams. The other teams are undefeated. NFL news, the Pittsburgh Steelers fired offensive coordinator Matt Canada, replaced him with quarterbacks coach Mike Sullivan. NBA games of note, Lakers defeat the Jazz 131-99. Lakers are 4-0 in in-season tournament play and have clinched their division. Pacers outscore the Hawks 157-152. The Pacers have won their in-season tournament division as well with a 3-0 record. College basketball, top-ranked Kansas loses to 4th-ranked Marquette 73-59. Number 2, Purdue, a winner over 7th-ranked Tennessee 71-67. It'll be Marquette against Purdue in the Maui Invitational Championship.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Sunshine today with our high nearing 65. Clear skies overnight tonight with a low around 27. Mostly sunny with a high of 38 throughout Thanksgiving. Then a slight chance for some snow showers throughout Thursday night. Cloudy with a low around 15. Cooler on Friday. A slight chance for some snow showers. Cloudy with a high of 26. And more snow possible into Friday night, staying cloudy with a low around 13. Flurries continue into Saturday, still cloudy with a high nearing 27. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Kara Foster.
If you love them enough to listen to them practice the same song on tuba, please be done. Over and over and over and over and over, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Sounds good, honey.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Just be natural. Try to roll around in it gracefully and not like a puppy.
Maria's photography studio is zooming into a flurry of projects.
Where did I put that memory card?
She needs an assistant to keep business in focus.
Hang on while I change the external flash. Oh,
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
8:06, 33 degrees outside under a mostly clear sky, but I do see some clouds off in the distance. It's covering the sun right now, so it would certainly be a little warmer if that sun was shining clear through. That's not the case right now. Winds are variable this morning. Barometric pressure is at 30.04 and falling now. Humidity at 68%. High yesterday was 47 with an overnight low of 24. Sunset at 5:14. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 7:36. And that's a look at weather and news. We'll be right back with some live reads right after this word.
Black Friday savings are just across the street from the Square in Broken Bow at Barney Health Mart. Head in to save on gifts, toys, and decor. From 8:30 to 10, save 35% off. 10 to noon, 30% off. Noon to 2, 25% off. And from 2 to 5:30, save 20% off. Exclusions include Montana Silversmith jewelry, but it's 20% off all day. Essential oils are 20% off all day, and Lean & Tree Christmas cards are 10% off all day. Black Friday savings at Barney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Medicare annual enrollment is going on now through December 7th. Hi, this is Liana with Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. From Medicare supplements, Medicare Advantage, and Part D prescription plans to vision and dental, Allison and I are here to help you wade through the many options and find what works for you. Call us in Broken Bow or Callaway today. We do not offer every plan available in your area. Currently, we represent 7 organizations which offer 46 products in your area. Please contact Medicare.gov, 1-800-MEDICARE, or your local state health insurance program to get information on all of your options.
Be ready to process that first steer of the season with a trip to Arrow Seed. Arrow Seed has everything you'll need from grinders and slicers to seasoning and casings to smokers, dehydrators, and packaging supplies. And the Masterbuilt Gravity Series Digital Charcoal Grill Plus Smoker that smokes, grills, bakes, sears, crisps, warms, barbecues, roasts, and braises will cook up some mighty fine grub. You can even control it from your phone. Stop in to see what's cooking at Arrow Seed on North 10th Avenue, Broken Bow.
You're waking up with The Breakfast Show. KCNI, KBBN Radio.
I love it.
Back live here on The Breakfast Show. Our chat box is lit up this morning. Good morning from Steve. He says, soak up the warm weather today and have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you, Steve. A happy Thanksgiving from Denise Erickson out in Colorado. Thank you very much, Denise. And Lori says Brent needs a cinnamon roll in front of him today.
Yes, Brent does.
What? Anyway, she said maybe next week.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Thank you, Lori.
Oh, Lori, don't spoil him. We're going to let you folks know that are watching. We're going to discontinue our Facebook Live feed from the studio, and you'll see Facebook Live pop up 2 or 3 times today as they're going to be doing live radio and Facebook Live feeds on Sandhills Express this morning. From 3 different locations, beginning with Chapin's Furniture. So I'm going to take care of that right now and say so long, and we'll be streaming again on Friday and be watching for the Facebook Lives to pop up from Chapin's Furniture.